Hello fish fools, Jeff here. So this is my 10-gallon quarantine tank, and it's looking like a community tank with all these fish in here. As I do often when I would get new fish, I try to get them all in a bunch. I have plans to get new fish for several of my various community tanks. Put them all in the quarantine tank together, and all the fish that I get before I move them to my community tanks, I treat them with quarantine medications, ICX, API General Cure, and Fritzmaricin. And so I got all these fish from two different sources. Some of them I got from Petco, and some I got from my local fish store. And it was last week when I got all the fish, and last Thursday when I gave it a couple days, and it was Thursday when I put the quarantine meds in. So I let them stay in the tank for at least a week with the quarantine meds in the water before I decide that they're ready to move on to their other tanks. And of course, that would be dependent on if they are looking good and healthy. And most of the times in the past, they've stayed in the quarantine tank longer than that. Oftentimes because I would have a lot going on and just not getting a chance to move them to their new tanks at the first moment that they are deemed ready to. But I anticipate this week this will be one of the shorter stints in quarantine. All the fish are looking good, and I expect I won't have any work interference, so I'll be able to move them all pretty early on. One of the shorter quarantine stints. So what we have are Platies. So there's 4 Platies in here. You can see 3 right here up front. There's a male and female of these gold twin bar Platies. That's just a random female, kind of plain, but kind of looks like a goldfish. So I think that's kind of cool. And there's a red wag male in here too somewhere. And those there's a red wag male. So all the Platies I got from my local fish store. Back here, that's the neon dwarf Gourami. I got that from Petco. The 6 skunk Corydoras I got from Petco, so they're all looking good, and I'm pretty psyched about that. I got 6 rummy nose tetras from my local fish store. I lost 3 of them. I know I've since pulled out 2 dead ones that I saw, and one of them I never did see. Maybe I'm hoping the snails ate it. And I got 5. Well, I have 5 green neon tetras. I bought 6. I lost 1, but I'm happy that to this point 5 of them are still healthy and looking good. Previously, I got a year ago or so ago, I got 12 of them, and only 1 of them survived. They all but 1 died in quarantine. So for a while now, I've had 1 lone green neon tetra in a 40-gallon tank. So I finally decided to get more to try again to add to a bigger group. So I think feeling pretty good about it this time that I'll be able to move these 5 in there. So I'll have a group of 6. And there's the Betta, the female Betta. This is the second time I've ever had a Betta fish. I had one once before. There was also a female like this, same colors, kind of like just a plain Betta, but I like them more on the plain side where their fins aren't too big and floppy, and it just makes them kind of move clumsy. But yeah, so I had one in my 84-gallon tank before and had that one for maybe around 10 months or so before I lost her, and then yeah, I wanted to get another one, so yeah, she's gonna go to my 84-gallon. Let's see, there's some penguin tetras. So I got 4 penguin tetras. There's one right there. 4 from Petco. I lost 2 of those, so there 2 remain. I pulled out one dead and the other one just lost it. Again, hoping the snails ate that. And there's the red-eye tetra. That's the permanent resident of this quarantine tank. And I did get a couple nerite snails. Back there is a horned nerite snail. It's a regular zebra nerite snail. That's the kind that lay those white eggs that can be kind of a nuisance, but the tanks that I have in mind for them to go, I don't mind. But yeah. Oh yeah, and there is a brilliant rasbora. I've been trying to get a group of those. I have one in my 84-gallon, and this was the only one that Petco had, but over time I do want to get a group of those to have that, you know, at least a group of 6. But they're looking pretty good in here. I'm really digging these skunk catfish. Seeing those, like I mentioned in previous videos when I showed them when I got them, these were the kind of Corydoras I had when I was a kid, when I had aquariums in my bedroom. Then I had a pair of Corydoras. Then I was just thought, you know, 2 of each, not really fully knowing how awesome Corydoras are in bigger groups. I do kind of remember that when it was just the 2 of them, they didn't move that much, but just so far having these 6 in this quarantine tank, they're awesome. I'm excited to get them into the 20-gallon that I'm going to put them in. The tank that I have that doesn't already have Corydoras. A lot of my community tanks have Corydoras in it, and in my opinion, they are any community tank ought to have Corydoras because they are awesome. And yeah, and wanting to, this is like several attempts I've made to get some twin bar Platy genes into my Platy mix. But these ones looking nice and healthy. I've gotten some before that didn't make it through quarantine to get moved into their new community tanks, but these ones look like they will be. Alright, and those 2 penguin tetras will join the 3 that I have in my 29-gallon community tank. But yeah, later this week, by this weekend, I'll be moving them all to their new homes. I'm excited about that. And I expect I'll make videos where I show moving them to their new homes. So stay tuned for that. Alright, and that's it for now. And remember, I'm Jeff, and I enjoy fishies. Thanks for watching.